Evening guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all really well. I'm going to have a go at a different video tonight. I'm going to try and make this minced beef and onion pie. I found it on YouTube by a guy called Kirkwood. He's English, he does all traditional English food, and I thought it looked absolutely lovely. So I've never made a homemade pie before, so I'm literally just going to follow his recipe and hope for the best. So if that's something you're interested in, then yeah, stick around and see how it turns out. So I picked up 2 packs of short crust pastry. I didn't know what to go for, but this said it's best for pies, and I got 2 packs. Didn't know if I needed 2 or 1. So I think the first thing that he says that I've got to do, all right, John, what have I got to do? Oh yeah, he said buy 5% fat beef mince, so there's hardly no fat in it. Obviously because it's going into a pie, you don't want it to have a soggy bottom. So I'm just going to pop this into the pan, but before I do that, I've got to put the 1 large onion, so I've got to fry that off a little bit, I think, with 2 tablespoons of oil, I think it was. Yeah, 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil and 1 large onion, so I'll get that on the go. Right, so I've just added 2 tablespoons of oil to my saucepan and then added the large onion. So I'm just cooking this through now until they're sort of lightly golden, I presume. I don't know. I'll return back to John and see what the next step is. I presume adding my mincemeat. So, right, John said they need to be soft and transparent. Oh, where am I off to? Soft and transparent, which I think they are. I would say that's, yeah, about right. Okay, so now I need to add my mince. I can't do this one-handed. Right, I've added my mince in. This is a, what is it, 750 gram pack of Tesco's lean beef steak mince. So I will just give this a good mix up. Right, okay, whilst my mince is browning in the background, he said I've got to butter my tin. So I do not know how this is going to go, because I should have softened this butter up. I'm not the best cook. Oh gosh, I hope this isn't going to be too, I might come back to doing this. The bottom comes out, you see, so once the pie's done, it will be easy to, yeah, take the pie out without it all breaking up, because chances are I probably will break it, because I'm not the best at things like this. Right, I'll carry on doing this and browning the mince. Right, that's my pie tin, really lined well with the butter. I've made sure I've gone right into the edges as well, because I really don't want it to stick. Right, I'll carry on with this mince. Right, the mince is just starting to turn now, so I've got probably another good sort of 5 minutes left, I think, until this is browned off completely. So I'll just cover it and then see what it looks like when I come back. Right, he's then said to add a couple of beef stock cubes. I literally just use the Tesco's cheapy ones because I'm on a budget. So, okay, so I'm just going to add these in now. I'm just going to add them in whole and just keep stirring them until they've all broken down nicely in the mince that's coming together nicely now. So I'll be back once they've all dispersed into the mince. Right, the mince is now nicely browned, and he said to add 60 ml of water, and then you've got to thicken it. So I'm just going to use gravy granules. He said you can use corn flour, cornstarch, something like that. But after I've added the water, he said then just bring it back to a simmer. So I'll just turn the heat up a little bit. Yeah, bring it back to a little simmer before thickening it with my gravy granules. Right, I'm now going to use 30 grams of gravy granules to thicken it, or 2 heaped teaspoons of gravy granules, which is about 30 grams. So I'm just going to keep stirring until this is thickened right up. Okay, oh, it's smelling lovely. So you have to excuse me, I'm not the best. Just thought I'll have a little go just in case it gives anyone a good idea for an evening meal one night. Hopefully it turns out as good as John's looks. Oh, I nearly missed that one there, John. Season to taste. So salt and pepper. Right, give that a little stirring. It didn't actually say how much salt and pepper. So I've just literally done a good couple of pinches of each, and hope for the best. Right, nicely stirred in. So I think that is pretty much it. Alright, so that's the mince all cooked through now, and then he said he just turns the heat off and lets it cool down before making the pie. So that is what I will do. I will be back. And whilst my mince is cooling down, I'm just going to, I just have peeled some potatoes. So I'm just going to chop them into sort of nice sort of sized chunks. And then I can have these boiling on the stove. That one's a bit manky. I'm going to have these boiling on the stove whilst the pie's in the oven. Okay, so that is the potatoes done. The mince is now cooling nicely. I've just put my oven on, and he said to put it on 170 Celsius or 340 Fahrenheit, which is gas mark 3. Then I've had to roll out the pastry a little bit more because it's quite long. I'm not as good as John, and I don't make my own pastry. To be honest, I'm not very good at making it at all. I either make it too sticky or too dry. So I thought I'll have a go at buying the ready rolled. And I haven't got no flour neither, but it's not stuck to the side. I've rolled it a little bit more, but I'm going to do this part off camera. Already all of that buttered that up, so I'm just going to transfer it now, and fingers crossed it turns out okay. Right, okay, it's gone in there actually quite fine. Another good thing that he come up with, for anyone that's got long nails, I've got quite long nails, he said just take a little ball of it, roll it up, and then you can use that to sort of squash it into the edges, which I thought was quite good. Saves your nails splitting into it. Right, so that is that done. I think all I've got to do now is, do I cut the edge off now? I'm just going to have a little look. Right, and whilst I'm waiting for that last little bit of mince to cool down, I've made up an egg wash. He said 1 egg and a little splash of milk, which I've done. And he said also you can use water to go around the edges, but I had eggs as well, like same as him. So I thought, yeah, I'll just make that up myself. So I'll just set that to the side whilst I just wait for this mince to completely cool down. Right, the next part is to put the mince into the pie. This has cooled down nicely now. Still a little bit warm. So I could leave it for a few minutes on the side, I suppose. Just to make sure, because I think it gets like air pockets or something if it's too warm. But I've left it long enough, and I've been stirring it as well whilst I've been doing my potatoes and things. Well, there's only one way to find out, isn't there? So if I just keep doing this, and then I'll pack it down, and get it a little bit neater and see if it looks anything like it's John's as well. Right, that's that all packed in there. It smells divine. Right, does it look anything like John's? Yeah. Giving you a run for your money here, John. It looks lovely. Right, I'm happy with how that's gone. Right, so now I've got to do my egg wash, and I've rolled my other, here it is. And I've rolled the other piece of pastry out. So let's just give this little egg wash another little whisk up. Beautiful. I wish I had one of those brush ones. I don't like these silicone things. I just think they're quite sort of they don't get into all the nooks and crannies. They're a bit more temperamental than the nice bristly brush ones. So right, I've just got to coat around the edges, but he said you can use just water on this. It's only because I had eggs as well available, so I thought why not. Right, I think that's that nicely done. Not too sure how much goes on these. I think that will do. Right, and I've just got to put the top on. I'm going to do this off camera, because if I put my thumb through it or something, I'll never forget. No, actually, I'll do it while you're there. See if that gives me a bit more confidence. Right. Okay. Looking good. Looking good, John. Right. Right, I need to play him and see what the next part is. So I know I think I pincer it or something. I don't put holes in it yet. Right, John crimps with his fingers, but I'm just frightened that my fingers are going to go through it. So I've got to be careful of my counter kitchen side here, because I haven't got a chopping board down. Right, let's see if I can try somehow and cut all this excess off. And then I think I'm just going to do the old-fashioned way with the old fork. John looks a bit of a professional, which I am not. So she says as she's whizzing it around with a knife. I learnt this from my mum when she used to make pies years ago. Look at that. Brilliant. Okay, so if I get a fork, and I'm just gonna, I hope that's in view, I can't see from up here. Yeah, I'm just gonna go round the edge, and then I think afterwards then I've got to do the egg wash, I think, over the whole thing, and then put some holes in the top. But so far so good, it's looking all right. I think that pincers them together enough. The proof is in the pudding. Right, let's go back to this bad boy and put a little bit more egg wash on. Once again, I'm not sure, yeah, how much. I don't want to get too sodden, you know. But, right, I'll finish this off and then I'll come back to put the holes in. Right, okay, I think that's enough egg wash on top. I've literally just given it a nice little coating. Right, now I need to poke some air holes in it. Mine hasn't actually got many air holes. What they're called, air pockets, that's it, not air holes. I'm putting air holes in now. Don't know how many to do. I'm just going on what John was doing, and I think that looks about right. Okay, so my oven is fully heated up now, so I'm going to pop it in. He says to put it on a low rung, not in the middle of the oven or on the top. It's got to go, it's got to go on the bottom rung, not right on the bottom. So yeah, I'll go and pop that in now, see if I can do it actually on. Alright, there we go, and it goes into, oh gosh, don't look, it's supposed to stay in my oven, it needs a clean. 35 minutes that's got to go in for. So whilst that's in for 35 minutes, I'm going to bring my potatoes to the boil, and I've got some peas. I might put those, no, I'm not going to put them on yet. So yeah, I've done my potatoes, I'll bring them to the boil, then simmer them for sort of 15-20 minutes, and then I'll be back to show you how it's going. There we go, and the pie is out the oven. I'm just going to use a tin of beans to help me take it out of the tin. I'm a little bit gutted that the picture doesn't, the camera doesn't pick it up, as it makes it look a little bit pale, but it's not. It's really golden brown and perfect. I think it's probably my lighting that doesn't help. So I'm literally just going to let that sit on that base of that tray for another couple of minutes, just to let it really cool down so it cuts easier. Right, let's get this cut and see what it turns out like. Right, so I'm just going to go straight to the middle. Straight down. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I don't know what sort of size to do. It's just got a nice little crisp crunch to the edge. Right. Okay. Let's do one of the kids first. Let's have a little look. Oh, please come out nicely. Oh wow. Oh wow, that looks delicious. Oh, John, where have you been all my life? That's really come out well. I'm so pleased with that. That's the rest of the inside of it. Yeah, that's come out beautifully. I'm really happy with that. So I'm just going to serve that with some boiled potatoes and peas and gravy. I've not bothered doing mashed potato because of the butter and the milk and things, because I'm obviously trying to be a little bit careful with what I eat. So I'm just going to get the rest of the stuff. Alright, so I've put the potatoes on. Now I'm just going to pop some peas on. Let's get these on here nicely. Yeah, nice helping of peas. I think that will do. Right, and then some lash of gravy, nice thick gravy. That looks like that is going to be delicious. There we go. think that'll do. So there we go, minced beef and onion pie. Nice, simple ingredients, yet really effective. Shall I do the taste test? Let me grab a fork from under here. Sorry, I'm trying to do it without knocking the tripod stand. I suppose it'd be rude not to, wouldn't it? Right, let's have a go. Oh, it cuts nicely. Please don't be too hot. Right, give me a second. Oh wow, that is beautiful. I'm so impressed with that. Really impressed with that. That is delicious. So I'm going to go and stuff my face because that is absolutely delicious. Please try it. All right, guys, take care. Bye bye.